New season of CGL.
This is just an absolute treat. These players are so damn good.
The talent on these teams is undeniable. Everybody on every team right now is making plays.
It's going to be an exciting start to the season, and it'll just get better from here on out.
We're about to step to a whole new era of Overwatch esports. So much exciting action is happening here on CGL that you do not want to miss. Look who's starting it all off. It's Raven.
No one necessarily figure out what is the right way to go just yet.
What a nice roll through. It's just gonna solidify everything for Mythos.
Does come back, and Arsario gets the mech, but I don't need a mech. I'll kill 4 anyway.
This is just a highlight reel for Arsario right now.
They're making a statement in the EU Masters here.
This patch is still incredibly fresh. There's so much to learn, so much to change about the way we play the game.
NKC, but the shatter is colossal.
Let's get it going.
Trades keep coming through. Lures, you're gonna be able to find these shots true.
Idu on the overclock with 2.
Here comes the Nabla and immediately comes back like fine skills, slicing and dicing their way through 2, 3, so back and forth.
2 games stand between us and the end of the Diamond Mid-Season Tournament. And we start the second right here, right now. Welcome one and all to the CGL Mid-Season Tournament, where 3 teams remain in the NA Diamond bracket. And already one of them has pushed their way into the finals. It's Queen of Diamonds waiting, currently undefeated in the mid-season tournament bracket and not dropped a map. Now we have to set their opponent. The Banished and SCAD Beesports Black are going to be fighting for that opportunity. My name is K-Wing, here with Thousand Eyes. Thousand Eyes, are you ready and are you excited to get into it?
I am very excited as, like you said, we are semifinals determining who is going to be going to the finals here. And I'm sure both teams are going to feel like they have their backs against the walls and they're tantalizingly close to a finals appearance. And I'm sure this will be a back and forth fight.
Back and forth indeed. We've had our share of back and forth fights. And speaking of, with this mid-season bracket coming in with 8 teams, now down to just 3, we've had 2 very different stories for the matches that these teams have gotten to have had to get here. The Banished currently 3-0, taking that 3-0 against Meliora, whereas SCAD Beesports Black taking a 3-2 victory, just barely edging it out over Eat My Brownies. So now We have to see if we're going to have a clean sweep for the Banished, or if SCAD Beesports can show that resilience that they showed against EMB.
Yeah, especially you look at Queen of Diamonds, who have gone 3-0, 3-0 just to get to the finals here. Is the Banished going to match that? Or is it going to be a little bit more hard fought? I'm hoping for a little bit more of a fight between these teams here. I'm hoping for that 3-2 that SCAD Beesports Black are a little bit more familiar with. Why don't we take a look, though, at our lineups that we have for these games? We're going to look at the Banished first here. We have Hunter, Zack Dagger, Showstopper, Bear, and Strategist.
Yeah, a lot of really great teams for the Banished, but on the other side there, and I do like this lineup to say, you got the Fire, you got the Soldier with a pretty, your typical dive backline, though we haven't seen too much of that, with Juno being still a touch fresh in people's minds, but starting to settle into that more, starting to settle in to a recognizable niche in the meta. Meanwhile, on the other end with SCAD Beesports, we've got Shoddy, Apathy, Frosty Jack with Saya and Otherval on the lineup.
Yeah, so obviously going to be a little up in the air on how compositions are going to work out. I'm hoping we get because I'm hoping we get compositions like what we've seen here, because it's just very not mirror matchups. You know, not people going a little more comfort, a little bit less on just leaning into the meta. We'll have to see what teams want to end up running here, but I am very excited to see where things go.
I am just as excited as for these two teams going into the mid-season tournament. We were split into two groups for this division. Both these teams were in Group 2, though they did not face each other. The Banished came out of the first 4 games 4-0, only dropping 1 map so far, whereas SCAD Beesports, no slouches themselves, came out 3-1, going 9-3 on map score, so getting quite dominant results, except for exactly one of those. You had, with that 9-3, you can tell that it was 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and then 0-3.
Yeah, as we are going to be loading into our first match of the night here. K-Wing, are you ready? Are you excited?
I'm incredibly excited, and we're going to the beautiful sunny streets, well, not really streets, but the beautiful sunny sands, of Samoa. And I gotta say, this map is just taunting me. I'm currently up in the Northeast, and seeing a beautiful summer sunny beach when we just got into like the muggy part of fall, it's taunting me. It is tantalizing right now, but at least we can warm ourselves up with some fire Overwatch.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting here, because I have seen Samoa go like one of two ways. It's either very touch and go back and forth, or just one team takes that middle ground and they never give it up. So I think first push here might be pretty important for both these teams. We can see, actually, are we gonna get a Mercy here? It does seem to be. So we're gonna be running Mercy for the Banished, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but is a little unique.
With the Pharah, it's a pretty understandable play, especially when you're going with the Juno on the ground. Your Mercy can kind of play with your Pharah in the air, and your Juno can take care of the tank and the Ashe. So now pushing forward, Hunter on quite the flank is really good use of the speed ring from the Banished to take very aggressive position as, whoa, Frosty Jack, and whoa, Shottle pops out of nowhere, out of the bushes, and takes down Hunter. Now moves over, lock onto the Mercy, and cleans up the Bear, looking for the Juno in the background. as that's going to be a really solid sort of ambush by SCAD.
Yeah, I mean, Shottle in the right place, right time to take out Hunter, and that is going to be the first point capped by SCAD Beesports Black. So they'll be able to hold on to that. Now, a little bit of a change up here as we are swapping off of the Mercy, going back to a little bit more standard in the Brigitte, as Banished are going to try and go over to the flank here and see if they could get something going. Little aggressive here from other Valves, just going directly in. Frosty Jack in the middle of the fight as well with this Winston, and Frosty Jack running very low on HP, trying to hide back away and reset. Hunter in trouble himself, and gonna hop back over to the team as they have successfully pushed Beesports Black away.
Push them away and push them away incredibly well. That was a really interesting push by other Val, as Apathy goes down early, you really just lose a lot of flank pressure from that Sombra, and you can kind of just focus on diving into the backline. This other Val's gonna go down early again.
Oh no, other Val falling very quick, and that is not what you want to have happen. Frosty Jack trying to get in the middle of things, getting in the face of that Pharah, but not working out well, and throughout all that, while they were able to cap the point for a split second, Beesports Black again able to grab this point again for themselves. Bob is out trying to buy space here for a little bit of a reset, but point still ticking away for SCAD Beesports Black.
Yeah, and the Banished just gonna wait out that Bob and then jump on the point, as Beesports looking to jump on.
They just gonna get this?
Up.
No one's challenging on this, and now we're just gonna get Showstopper jumping in, demolishing the backline, and there is Hunter as well. They all taking out Frosty Jack. They cap the point, and then they win the fight after.
That they do, and for SCAD Beesports, the only really good thing you have there is you're going up to 3 ultimates. You've got your Beat, you've got your EMP, 2 big fight winners on top of the Kitsune Rush, but there goes the other end of that, which is you got the Orbital Strike from Strategist, and they're going to use it early.
Not only that, but also have the Winston ult ready to go as well, so they can buy a lot of time with this. Now jumping directly in. That may not have been what they were expecting. This Winston buying so much space, and it's actually going to get beat out early, and they just disengage off of it. They're going to force the issue, though, as Apathy goes in, EMPs, and will take out Strategist. But now, Frosty Jack in trouble, trying to make something out of nothing, because they just had to pull the trigger on this fight, and it's working out for them. The Banished have already lost a couple of members. It's just this Winston around here.
Yeah, but they are out of ultimates. They only have the Bob remaining against the rally. It'll be SCAD Beesports, but that was really great from them. They saw the early play from Strategist trying to push in with the Orbital Strike, but they just simply pulled back and kited away. Perfect play from SCAD Beesports. It was a big investment, but one completely matched by the Banish. Now going into as close as you can get to a dry fight. Bob gonna give you a bit more presence on the point if you need it, and a big hack onto Bear. That's massive.
Yeah, but now they're gonna try and get back in. Rally has been used. Bear looking for opportunities right now as Shottle in trouble, and that is a win for the Pharah. Takes out the hit scan. Now can play a little bit more freely just with this high ground. Moving with the Winston to try and win this fight out.
And that's really aggressive plays. Bear's gonna pick up 2 Zach as well, picking up the last, and it'll be the Banish just barely picking up this win here with a little bit more stall. The Winston just jumping in as coconuts fall at the end of round 1.
Honestly, a lot more back and forth than I expected here on this map. It was just one team takes it, another team responds, and it felt like it really did just come down to that ult economy. Once Beesports Black got in, they won the fight really hard, but they didn't have the ults for the final fight, and sometimes that final fight is really all that matters.
Sometimes it is, as a couple of changes from SCAD Beesports. They're going to be looking to the Venture on the side of Apathy, with the Banished hovering, the Ramatra looking to potentially out-brawl SCAD Beesports. Black on City Center. They're both looking to go right here. Both teams going to use some speed boost to basically engage on similar footing. As Shottle already taking some early damage as we take the bird's eye view in there. Frosty Jack just battling back and forth, pushing in. Very deep push from his Hunter's gonna get taken down.
Hunter going down early, not what you want to see. That far is so important here in Apathy, looking for the flanks, trying to catch those members out, and Frosty Jack helping out in kind here, just pushing away the members of the Banished, and they're going to successfully get them away. It's not a hard fight win, but they have taken the space they need to cap the point.
That they have, and honestly, sometimes the one pick that you get is all you need as the Banished pull back. SCAD Beesports taking the defensive advantage, as now Showstopper and the rest of the Banished have to push in on the Ramatra, using the Nemesis form early. Not too much effect, though.
And Hunter on the side, maybe in trouble again, has the Mercy Pocket to help out, but has not been able to really find an angle here. It's not where you want to see that. Farah now, Apathy as well, just buying time here in the ground. Jumps back up and goes forward to push this Farah away. Again, the Banished just not really finding their openings here, and what a shot by Shottle, taking out Farah. They've also lost the Judo, so Banished gonna have to retreat again.
Shottle picking up just a casual, quiet three-piece on the side. Really great play, and it shows just how good this off angle on the Ashe can be, as SCAD Beesports are starting to tick up to 65%, and with ults aplenty, they're in great position to keep this rolling, especially with an early Kitsune rush as it rolls out there.
Oh yeah, and they're just going directly at Frosty Jack down. That is your space taker gone, and Hunter gets a lot done with that ultimate. Will jump in, gets revenge on Shottle, and the Banished again finally find their opening here as they're gonna take out the last member here and claim their prize. Finally get some percentage on the board.
Well, you say finally, and finally's definitely the word there. But for SCAD Beesports Black, this next fight is looking to be a fireworks show. 4 ults on the board, but they need to be sticking together. This Junker Queen composition, especially with the Lucio, both of those characters really need to be right near each other to get full benefit out of these abilities, of the commanding shout, of the amp it up. If they're not together, they're gonna get split apart like they were in that last fight.
Yeah, Zack Dagger trying to at least get in, gotta take out the Bob here, just the double Bobs taking space, and that might be a little bit tough for Frosty Jack too. Will go down. Banished have been able to defend their point here. Showstopper also getting in here, move to the Diva now, which does seem to be working out a little bit better.
Yeah, the Diva is starting to work out a lot better, just for really the mitigation, being able to defense matrix these dynamites, the shots from the Venture, a lot of this long-range poke that SCAD Beesports is putting out, or even the mid-range, can be really countered out with that Diva Bomb. Now 3 ults, close to 4 on the board as the Barrage comes in. It won 2 fights ago, but it can't do that again.
Yeah, the Barrage not enough. The Rockets themselves helping out though, as Apathy gonna go down, and again, another stuffed push here. Beesports Black kind of running out of time here. They were able to hold off for a long time, but they've not been able to make another aggressive play.
Yeah, not able to make an aggressive play. And for last fight territory, SCAD Beesports, they've got the tools they need, but they're going into, well, they're taking a roundabout way to get to point. They need to get onto this point, though, to trigger overtime, and they will just barely in the end, as there goes the Rampage, but the Rampage whiffs completely.
Yeah, it does not do a whole lot there. Showstopper picks up one. Apathy is going a little crazy in the back line, though. Gonna try and get in here, too, on this Juno. If the support can be taken out. No, Hunter able to protect the Juno, and now going forward onto the supports on the enemy team now will fall as well. Frosty Jack has gotten back into this fight, and just maybe Beesports Black might be able to hold out here. There's the self-destruct to give another mech down for this Diva, buying more and more time to get the full team back, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think Beesports have been able to get their ground they needed.
Yeah, but there's still a little bit more time for Banished to get some foot on the point, but Bear isn't going to be there. They need someone else to touch the point. Lucio can't get there in time, but it's going to be the Diva, but there's an ult on the board, and it's Apathy's ult. Gonna jump into the back and absolutely pop it.
Using it now, as Diva getting in the way of it will provide at least a little bit of disruption, and another missile barrage from Hunter takes out Apathy, but trades 1-for-1 Shottle on the back though, doing the job and getting the objective. Round number 2 rather, gonna go in favor of Beesports Black.
We're going to round 3, and already our hopes and our dreams of this going the distance. You know, I don't want to be that map 1 Anderson here, but we're already showing good signs of these teams going back and forth, but we're already seeing a lot of what these teams might work on, what these teams might improve on. For Beesports Black, they're playing this composition, they're playing a very rush brawl composition where they want this team to be right in the face, but they seem to be a bit disorganized, and that unity is so important when you're playing this kind of comp, especially with the Lucio Juno getting right up in the face of anyone who wants it.
Sports pushing forward here. Again, Hunter staying on this Pharah has been very hit or miss, and that one was a little bit of a miss. This Shottle again showing up clutch, and it's always Strategos and Hunter that go down, as Zack Dagger trying to match this here, but getting a little bit too much pressure. The Tracer actually gonna go down. Crazy shots from Zack Dagger, but I don't think it's enough here. Point will be capped by Beesports Black, and they're gonna at least get a couple of percentage points here before they back away.
Oh, they're pushing the question here. Zack Dagger holding a more aggressive position. They're gonna be rolling right in, and Saya's gonna peek and get cooked. And that would be a quick recap for the Banished, as well. There goes the Tracer with a quick recall in and out. It just serves to stall.
Banished do claim their prize here, and Hunter taking out Other Val. This is gonna stagger them for a little bit, and stagger is really all they need here to catch up. So Beesports Black reset, are sticking with the Juno and the Lucio here. They really want to get that move speed onto the point. They're gonna make their rotation over to the right and still get stuff here. They're just not finding these openings, and Hunter has still been able to just free fire here. And that is already Frosty Jack down. Hunter able to put out the DPS, and that is gonna push the rest of the team away as well. And that's just full wipe here. Beesports cannot find an angle.
I love this play from Showstopper, taking the aggression that Frosty Jack is putting out and says, okay, you want to rush past me and try to get into our backline? That's fine. I'm going to use Javelin Spin, push you right past our backline. Everyone on the Banished is going to turn and just mouse one you until you die. And there goes the barrage from Hunter. Great evade. Ow.
Yeah. Cannot get anything done with it, and that's a pretty big deal. Showstopper ulting as well. Just really getting in the face here is Banished, losing members fast. Otherval had fallen, but that's the only member from Beesports Black. They have been able to break through the wall and finally push Banished away. They've capped the point already, and they're trying to gain the ground that the Banished had.
That was such a great play from Saya and Otherval. Hunter had them dead to gosh darn rights there. A barrage near point blank in their faces, and yet somehow able to evade, able to live another day, and able to give Apathy the ability to make plays like that.
Yeah, Apathy, great stick, Zack Dagger falling, and you know, all of these deaths, all of these staggers here will be another little bit of time as the Banished finally grab their spot again. Beesports reset just a little bit here, but they gotta wait for the full team. They're really only gonna have time for one more push here.
Yeah, it is last fight territory for Beesports. They have to get something big here. They don't have, well, they have 2 big ultimates, and they get to pick on the first pick on the Hunter, but they have messed up the first pick before. Beat gonna help them be even more aggressive, but they gotta touch the point. They just barely do.
Yeah, big nano there as well for big anti-nade there as Showstopper Bears just all falling. Banished just cannot stay alive. And Beesports Black, they're going to keep the map going for just a little bit longer.
Keeping it going just a bit longer. And they do have some ults to maybe fuel the fight, that Bob, to give them a little bit of a pressure relief valve on the point. And if they can charge it up quick enough, the Orbital Barrage from Saya, such a powerful ultimate. It is a win con for this SCAD team, but Saya's in a little trouble early. So I think at this point they might throw out the Bob to stall out the point early and then try and charge up this ult, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Bobby
Hunter.
used, and Hunter getting a bunch of damage down, already takes out both the supports, but they don't touch
it's a certified
the points.
It's a certified CGL C9. Goodness gracious, that was flagrant. That was flagrant, 1000. That wasn't a chat C9. That isn't like there was one player within 10 miles of the point and they didn't touch the point because they were off in a different county, and chat's gonna go, oh, it was actually a C9 because they could have touched the point if they simply traveled at the speed of sound. It's like, okay, nerd. That was a Charlie 9.
Oh, chat nerds.
Classic.
Chat, you're not nerds. I promise.
You are. That was a classic C9. That brought me back to 2016. That's a rough one to deal with, especially when you had just had such an incredible performance from the Pharah, when you had, for the entire map, that Pharah play was downright dirty.
Yeah, that's tough, especially because that's our final round too. Like that's the map decider, and you just lose it off of that because that play was winning for the Banished. They were doing really well in that. They had it. They just didn't touch the point, and for not touching the point, they are getting a loss of a point, a loss of a map in a very crucial series to get themselves to the finals. And I think to a degree you almost have to wonder, like, is there a level of nerves that is coming out? Is there a little bit of fear, maybe just not having your everything lined up in your head, and leads to a couple of mistakes?
I think it's possible under the big lights here. There's definitely a chance of having some nerves, of potentially even being a little bit cold. Who's truly to say? But thankfully, this isn't your first to 2. So you do have a little bit more wiggle room. But the control map can be so important, because when we get into it, when we get into this map selection, when you have map choice, you're more likely to win because you pick the maps that play to your strengths and you don't play the maps that don't play to your strengths. If you lose that first map, you're in a lot of trouble. And especially for the Banished, a team that has dropped but one map thus far in the season. That is a rough way to make it to.
That's scary. That's genuinely scary. You know, and especially it's like you talk about momentum too. I did get confirmation we were going to be going to Hollywood next for our next map. So we'll see how things are going to shake out with that. But I'm sure the Banished want nothing more than to come out swinging here on Hollywood.
Yeah, and I love the pick of Hollywood. This is a great map, and especially when we're talking about hybrid maps, this is a great map for the Pharah. This is a great map to just take out and show us what that Pharah do. Because what we've seen from the Banished is that it do quite a lot.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'm kind of curious. They went back and forth, the Banished, on whether or not they wanted to have that Mercy. They kept like trying it out at the beginning of a map, seeing if it went anywhere, and it feels like they swapped off of that. Do you think there's the possibility that they keep trying that, or do you think they've said, nah, the Mercy's not working, the Pharah is, but like we need a different support?
I think that it's possible. I think that for Hollywood, for some of the longer sightlines, especially for how much high ground control there is, maybe you don't see the Mercy, especially on that second point, but it looks like we're getting some substitutions in. We got Mr. White hopping in on the DPS and Zach Dagger hopping in on the support.
Interesting. So just a Zach Dagger swapping roles entirely here. Because Zach Dagger was playing in our previous game just on the DPS role, so will be... Man, I did not know those eyes moved. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, they do.
That is horrifying.
I think it's for the Halloween.
That would make more sense. You know, I said that's terrifying, and I realized this might just be a Halloween thing.
That's true. I swear to God, the observers that we have, bless them, they know things about these maps that I just have no idea about because I'm too busy screaming at everything. But so we look now, the Banished playing a brawl on Hollywood. That's going to be very interesting. That brawl is going to struggle on the high ground, but they're trying to play in that sort of center choke point. They might have some chance.
Yeah, we're gonna see Beesports Black come out with the Winston, looking for the dive here. We're gonna move up to our first choke, and by golly, if this choke is not an incredibly difficult one at times. And you can see already Frosty Jack getting it, Shottle taking some damage as well as Hunter. As expected, back on this Pharah. Mr. White does go down pretty immediately though, and well, the health bars on Beesports are getting low. They're still staying alive.
And that's the crucial thing. That'll charge up that Kiriko ult incredibly quickly as Immortality Field comes out, but other Val going to fall. Now you're getting the respawn. Zach Dagger's gone for the Banished. It's a really big opening. As the point's starting to tick up for SCAD. Really just not a lot of presence. And Hunter with that 2-tap onto Apathy.
Oh, Hunter just hitting the Pharah shots necessary to reset this, and with Apathy down, Beesports, all their hard work vanished in a second here. Apathy will be coming back in. Shottle actually takes out Strategist, which is a bit of an issue here. One of your healers being down. They still have the turret. Nope, I jinxed that one. Turret is down. Frosty Jack on the run to get back to these supports here, but it has gotten them a little bit of forward momentum.
And it has. Hunter with this barrage has definitely been feast or feed at this moment. We'll have to see if it's going to be a really big play, because with not a lot else on the field, especially with only really the Kitsune rush on the field, you could see something really big as Frosty Jackson gets stuck up and taken down as Zach Dagger traded out the Hunter. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is off there. Is again, Beesports with their tank gone are gonna back away. A lot of precious time being wasted here, and while there's been a couple of openings, Banished have not been able, or have not given any quarter here to Beesports, not even gotten in for any ticks here on this point, as again Hunter just keeping the pressure on. Barrage is ready to go. Thought for a second Hunter might pull the trigger on that, but we are just a little bit in waiting patterns now. There is Frosty Jack coming in. Bob also being used by Shottle. Hunter is gonna go down. That missile barrage will be waiting for another fight here. Other Val takes out Showstopper, and now Beesports, they had to blow a lot of ults to do it. They're able to hold out Apathy with the crazy stick there. And Mr. White falls as well. Beesports used everything, but they got their prize.
Yeah, and Apathy's Pulse Bomb, while it might have looked silly, getting 2 supports, at that point, that put an end to any hope of the Banished getting any amount of recontest, but the EMP is going to come in. They're just going to leave it.
Oh, yeah, and that's tough. Banished get their win on the fight afterwards, but importantly, after that point was grabbed, so Beesports really just have to regroup, move together. They have more time to play with here, and we'll be moving forward, gain back control of that car as they try to go around. Apathy zipping into the back line to try and do something. Not doing a whole lot though, because Mr. White ready for that one, and that might be the moment. There's the missile barrage used, 2 going down, and another stuff here. The Banished defense has been all but immaculate here.
And it can continue to be immaculate with the Annihilation and the Window both online. That, I think you take that over the Beat and the Primal Rage. Is Apathy gonna go down again? Mr. White has had Apathy's number this whole time.
Yeah, but he's really, really good at taking out this dive here. Showstopper gonna pop the ultimate going in, takes out Shottle, and Saya falls as well, but that is 2 gone in response. Frosty Jack able to help out, taking out another 2 members before falling himself, and now Apathy back in here, trying to avoid this Sombra, and will do so by jumping back over to the team.
Yeah, but now this ult advantage for the Banished is gone, and SCAD Beesports Black have the wheel. Pulse Bomb and the Bob aren't really your biggest ultimates, but the Beat online and the Kitsune Rush coming close, big, and a 2-tap out of Shottle.
Shottle taking Hunter down. Hunter has been, I feel like, one of the stronger players here, so taking out this Pharah, giving a little bit more space is huge. Mr. White coming in behind, takes out Shottle, pays for it with his life, but again, Beesports able to push forward a little bit here and get this car moving. They're close to this next point as they are trying to keep this high ground here. They're going to push the Banished off of it, which is really, really crucial for them. Oh no, Frosty Jack gone.
Big barrage out of Hunter, and Mr. White going to claim one as well. Beesports really smart, going to be able to escape. Oh, but Other Val's going to get staggered out. Will go with the Saya respawn wave though.
Yeah, so Beesports, a good push, but they are running out of time fast. They do need to touch here as the car already moving back. So 20 seconds here for they are in overtime territory. Apathy in trouble, immediately jumps backwards to stay alive. They just have to tap now. They're going to at least grab it. We're going to move into overtime. Frosty Jack gets antied here. Will back away to the team, and now jumping forward here as Beat is used, but not before Saya falls. So that is 1 support gone. Other Val watches the tank fall before dying himself, and now Shottle and Apathy, the last members alive, and they will get pushed away. Defense has been the Banished's biggest asset here on Hollywood.
That was a massive, massive play out of the Banished. Coming in completely had no right to win that fight. Against 3 ultimates and having almost none of their own. Playing so incredibly well to avoid those ultimates, to deny them value, and to play their game incredibly well. 95 meters, it's defensible for SCAD Beesports, but it's nowhere near as far as you'd like. You don't get your late point B hold that you would really love to do right in front of those doors. We've seen so many Hollywood pushes die right there. You will not get that for SCAD Beesports. The only positive remark there that you can have is, well, twofold. A, you got past that first point, and B, you did pull past initial high ground. You pulled through bridge. A golden box of victory is going to be a gigantic asset when you're talking about having it, well, past that initial high ground. That is a deadly spot.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Beesports gonna have their work cut out for them here. Banished running a very similar comp to what they were running before. Mr. White, again, gonna look for that backline access. And I think the biggest thing here has just been, can Frosty Jack frontline enough? Because when things have gone bad, well, Saya going down will make that a little bit tougher. Other Val very low on HP as well. Mr. White has been so crazy aggressive here, and it has been the biggest boon here as Mr. White will take down Apathy as well. Hunter taking down Shottle and Other Val. Immediate success here for the Banished.
DPS masterclass. Hunter putting in so much damage, 70% to ultimate. Just been a casual carry this entire map, this entire series. And there's Hunter again. Mr. White and Hunter combining for another massive pick. And Mr. White as well, taking out the mini health pack from underneath SCAD's noses, right at the midpoint of that fight when they need it the most. Takes out Saya again.
Oh man, it always feels like it's a pick in favor of the Banished that sometimes gets responded to. And the Banished just have been in the driver's seat for so much of this map, just so much comfort on it as Frosty Jack gonna jump back to the team. Shottle goes down again. It is just DPS taking out DPS consistently. And I don't know if it's the composition that has been put together or just straight up skill difference here, but the Banished have been pushing everybody back.
And you're knocking on heaven's door right now. With only 10 meters left, I don't know if anyone can even touch for SCAD. They're just gonna have their Winston dive onto the point, and that is a recipe for a quick takedown.
Now you see EMP dropping out, immediately taking down Apathy, Other Val, Frosty Jack. The whole lineup is going down. Showstopper takes out Saya, and that is the whole team gone. The Banished, easy win on map number 2.
That was completely different to the back and forth slugfest we saw in map 1. Map number 2, we just saw the Banished take SCAD to task. And it feels like any time that we had the camera on Farah, it just seemed like they were trying to be innocuous, that they were trying to just go, oh, who, me? No, I'm just a Farah, it's fine. And then any time that our observer was not on the Farah, Doomslayer, just that level of kill upon kill upon kill, devastation on every part. Those DPS were absolutely monstrous. How incredible. How incredible.
Yeah, I think we were saying, you know, what happens here? Did the Banished bounce back? Is it going to be momentum that drives this? Well, clearly not. Banished able to hop back into the driver's seat of this series, but we're going to set it to a quick break here, guys, before we get to map number 3, so don't go anywhere.
Two maps that couldn't have been more different. One close as can be, and one as far away as anything else. Welcome back to CGL in the mid-season semifinals in the NA Diamond Division. The Banished have been wounded, but we see the true nature of this beast because, oh my goodness, that Hollywood.
I mean, yeah, Banish just kind of came out wounded from the first map and just came out swinging hard on map number 2, where it looked unstoppable. We talked about how, like, Beesports, they got the first point, but they scratched and bit their whole way through that. And then Banished first rush immediately, like, getting in on there and just did not stop pushing the payload till they finally got their point there. And now we are 1-1, so we've got at least 2 maps to go here as we are getting ready for our map number 3. Honestly, the tables have turned now. Beesports now feel like they need to get their momentum back under them.
And to be fair, there's nowhere better to get your momentum back than on this next map type, because, well, I mean, it's Throne of Anubis. Everyone's favorite map type, Clash. No one has any complaints about Clash, but the thing with Clash is that it feels like a momentum reset. It feels so... I'm finding it. I cannot find it. What does Clash feel like? Go ahead, 1000.
Like, you're mashing your faces into each other sometimes. It's just, like, we'll toss the ball to you, you toss the ball back to us, right? Just a little bit of back and forth here and there, but
good talk. Clash feels like mashing faces during a good-natured game of catch.
I have seen this game mode twice before. I'm doing my best.
Girl, it's been out.
Overwatch is not a game that I'm not. I don't keep it super familiar with it. I'm,
Commence attack on objective C.
doing my best. All right.
Doors open up, and we've got an Orisa versus the Junker Queen, as we have a bit of a split play from this Junker Queen composition as the Kiriko and the Ashe go onto the off angle, but Mr. White ready to engage.
And Hunter, again, on the outskirts here, has been hitting these rockets all night and is continuing to do so. Mr. White takes out one in the backline, going on to the Lucio next, who's extremely low. Gonna get over the wall, get back in position here, and Beesports, they think they're out, but they're just gonna get pushed a little bit further away as first point easily taken here by the Banished.
Mr. White playing on nice edge, but you have to hand that to the supports of the Banished, because you can't play on the nice edge without great supports as the trade comes in to start the match.
Shottle again now takes out Mr. White. That could be the opening that Beesports need, but Shottle needs some health here. Gonna get up on the high ground, try to get on to Juno, will be successful. Strategist also taking other Val down in the process, so support for support here.
Hunter going to take a pick back, so maybe some openings here for the Banished, especially as Apathy goes down. Akiriko as well, and they've turned it around the Banished. Great play out of Showstop, out of Showstop, especially out of Hunter. Oh my goodness, this is the play that we saw that really got them that win on Hollywood.
I mean, that's the thing too. It just always feels like we're kind of saying like, oh, what a play by Hunter, what a play by Mr. White. This DPS has been incredibly strong here, and the Pharah Sombra has been so good. And Shottle, credit where it is due, Shottle has been hitting crazy shots right now, but Mr. White's just in the backline. Saya falls again. Frosty Jack does not have the health for it, and now Mr. White just gets right on out of there. The Banished just completely controlling here. They have all their ults. They can do whatever they want.
Oh, and they hack up the bomb and knock them off the point. The barrage is gonna catch two. Hunter, a menace, rising to the occasion. It's gonna be three. Now 2 ticks, 1 remaining, and I don't see anything or anyone who's gonna be able to stop this play. Oh my goodness, the Kitsune rush just has to rush in, and they basically use the orbital strike.
They're already done.
They're done. Yeah, no, that's it. That was 3 minutes. That was a gosh darned PB out of the Banished.
That's 3 done. What?
Welcome to, this is one of the maps.
Didn't walk away. I hope you guys did not just like walk away for that one, because if you blink and you miss it on that map, just immediately, okay, we're 2-1. Beesports got knocked pretty hard on Hollywood and got knocked even harder now on Anubis. I don't know what happened in map number 1, but like the Banished now feel like they are unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, woof. I was about to say that this is a great place to get your momentum back. That this was a chance to start anew. Well, it was a chance. They didn't.
It was.
It
now
flew
away.
Completely turned on its head. Completely turned on its head here, as SCAD are now in trouble. Losing 2 unanswered now. They are facing down the barrel of elimination from the mid-season tournament.
Yeah.
They have 1 map to potentially get themselves back. And after facing, we talked about how dominant that Hollywood was. We talked about how good that play was. The Banished won the first fight on final point of Throne, and then had all 5 ults. And to be fair, because Clash is Clash, that's kind of what you need to win the final point.
Yeah.
Is you have to basically have all 5 of your ultimates, and even then, I don't have an axe to grind, you have an axe to grind, but I digress. They had all 5 ultimates, and they just, it seemed like they had no need to stop or pause or breathe or do anything. That was, I am running out
brutal.
of words.
It was brutal. It was just very, very brutal. And I mean, SCAD Beesports Black need to go back to the drawing board. They need to figure out what exactly they're going to come out with next. And I think more than anything, they need an answer for this Sombra and Pharah. I think the Pharah they have had a bit of an answer for. They've been able to take out Hunter here and there, but the Sombra really does seem to be the sticking point here, and they just keep getting their supports picked off, which leads to the tank dying, which leads to the DPS lost and alone.
And I think that there's nothing that could really give them that opportunity. And I know I said this last time, but here I truly, truly mean it. We're going to Suravasa. Flashpoint is a great time to try and get any scraps of momentum back for SCAD, but if they aren't able to come out incredibly strong, then it might just be curtains for the Bees.
Yeah, Bees. They have the question in front of them. They need to find the answer, and they need to find that answer fast here. We'll see if anything changes in terms of their composition right now. Apathy currently not nope. Looks like we're gonna get very similar comps here. Frosty Jack gonna go with the Junker Queen, but everything else pretty much staying the same. And Mr. White, I'm curious if we're gonna stick with this Widowmaker, we're gonna go back to the Sombra. I would be a little surprised to not see the Sombra here.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, they're rolling out on the Sombra. I'm sorry, I was just laughing a lot because I finished my little segment and you went, yeah, Bees.
I mean,
yeah.
It's accurate.
They are. Their mascot is Bees. Anyway, Aside gonna get hacked up, and that's just been the entire story of the night.
Yeah.
You can clip that there, and if someone asks you how the SCAD v Banished game went, you can just send them the clip of Mr. White decking Saya.
Okay, but Apathy not running the Tracer this time, going for the Sombra in response, and it does take Hunter out, so that's DPS for DPS here. As Frosty Jack getting in, trying to take out Strategist, will be successful here, while Apathy's low on HP. We're getting Beesports with the touch here. They're going to be able to grab the point themselves, and a little bit of life is still here in Beesports Black.
And that's what they needed. They needed to show up the Banished. They needed to show that they still have some life left in them. As now the Banished rolling out to the side. Hunter already into trouble as a Dynamite over the top is going to charge up Shadows ult so fast. Sai going to get hacked up. Can they survive again? They do, thankfully.
Shadow given time to set up here, hitting pretty hard right now. But again, the question really does become, where is Mr. White and where is Hunter? Hunter up above is raining fire down below, but will get traded. Other Val does go down. Saya's still up, but where is Mr. White? Shadow actually going to take out Strategist here, and that is another big loss there for Banished. Beesports, they are holding pretty strong, although they need to get this point. They're giving a lot of precious time back over to the Banished.
That they are, and if they hadn't lost that point there, they would be completely done. the Banished will get an opportunity to recontest, and with the barrage, with the orbital strike, with the Terra Surge, there's some scary ults on the side of the Banished, and it might not even match up to the Rampage and this.
Ooh, going in. Frosty Jack does.
Point's over.
Well, yeah, and point is already over though, so all of this push for nothing here. Pact and Hunter gonna fall as well. Apathy has been responding really well. Seems like the answer was just to run the Sombra yourself.
If you can't beat them, join them. As now we roll out to flashpoint number 2. Looks like it's going to be SCAD Beesports mostly getting there first. Yeah, they'll be able to take first point. They have the EMP, they have the Rampage, they have the beat, and they have the first pick.
As we see Shottle now getting another pick here. Strategist gone again. Hunter putting out some damage, but not taking anyone out. And there comes the beat in response. Beesports still alive here. Shottle pushing Mr. White away and getting the kill on top of that. Again, Beesports, they have the life left in them, and they are taking another point here. They're going to be capping this and holding this for the foreseeable future.
The EMP goes out, and Saya, when not being harassed by this Sombra, can actually really play well. Great awareness, and is able to jump in, cleanse the EMP, and it gets square nothing. But the Sombra comes back with a vengeance, a big EMP, and a big Rampage.
Oh my goodness, the Banished find their opening here. Saya does go down, but Hunter and Mr. White are gone. There's no DPS for the Banished here. They're still trying to push in. Other Val, Frosty Jack low on HP. Frosty trying desperately to get back for some heals. The shield is just enough, and Frosty Jack stays alive. Beesports, again, holding strong. Showstopper takes out Shottle. Other Val gone as well. The Winston showing up clutch again here as members fall from Beesports, and the point is capped by the Banished.
And those extra few percentage points might not seem like a lot, but it does mean that this is one fight territory on this flashpoint for SCAD. And while they don't have a lot of ults right now, they could, if they take a quick fight, they might be able to take 2 fights here on the flashpoint as an early manual hack. But a big pick onto Hunter early. They're gonna charge in.
Now we're gonna see Showstopper take out Other Val again. Showstopper on this Winston has been so good when they've gotten the opportunity to run the fits. I mean, it makes it look easy, really. Just Apathy goes down again, and well, they got so close to recapping that point, not able to do so. Oh, Mr. White is in behind. They did not see Mr. White move back there, and now gonna hack onto Shottle and just wipe Shottle off the board there. Mr. White again, doing what Sombra does best.
Being annoying, check and check as a massive EMP goes through, and Mr. White will clean house. And it seems like this Sombra is gonna be the one who knocks. Topical reference.
Another point. You've got to earn them. You got to earn them, all right?
Fair enough. Don't give me something on there.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the interesting, right? We see a lot of red together here. Mr. White just tagging behind. This is, you talked about Scooby-Doo during the break here. This feels like when you're just looking at Shaggy walking down an alleyway and then just turns around and not there anymore. Just now Frosty Jack trying to hold ground here as the point will unlock very, very shortly. Showstopper already using this Winston ult to get in and grab space. Hacked, but to what avail here as Showstopper is just buying time here. Point contested at the moment, but does seem like, oh my goodness, Hunter just getting in to clean up the bits and pieces here as Beesports Black again lose out on the point.
Barrage online for the Banished, as well as 2 big ults. They're game winners. The EMP and the Orbital Barrage online. they've got quite the orbital strike online. They've got quite the ult array here, and they're looking to use the barrage early. You can see how Hunter's waiting for it, but the EMP!
Oh my goodness, EMP takes out Hunter there as they're just going to continue to move forward. Frosty Jack, again, needs heals ASAP here. He's going to be continuing to push away. The Brigitte gets hacked. The shield's just barely enough and eventually will fall to Mr. White. Another EMP. Mr. White going in, does get the kill here, and Hunter cleans it up. And Banished lose almost everybody, but Beesports do lose every single member, and they are up against the wall now as they've got to find a way back in here.
That was a big investment, and the barrage does get the kill, but you had the Juno there behind you. It was a 2v1. I question if the Banished might want that back in the end, especially as Hunter's going to go down early to Shottle.
Oh, that's not what you need. Shottle going to be able to move in, and Bob buying so much space. You can see Banished don't even really want to engage with it there because it's so scary. Showstopper takes out Saya. Mr. White falls to Shottle. Showstopper getting healed up a little bit here, but again, it is just a little bit of distance here because the Banished need that time to reset.
And they do have the time to reset. Rally and the Primal Rage online for the Banished, whereas it looks like the Kitsune Rush is online for Saya and for SCAD with Tank ult on the way. Big early pick on Zac Dagger though. They might not even need the ult.
Kitsune Rush used by Saya. The Showstopper again just getting in on this Winston ult does time out eventually. The hack onto Lucio will give them a little bit of chance to try and take him out. Strategist falls. Showstopper goes next, and it does seem like Beesports have found their chance. They've found their time. Overtime goes for them, and they are 2-1 now on Flashpoint.
One more point, and they still have massive ultimates. They have the beat, they have the EMP, and they have this Rampage. Now they're going to be going into the Banished on the defense, but the thing is that the Banished don't really have a great composition for holding a point defensively. They have a great point for attacking. They have a great comp for attacking with the Winston dive, with the Pharah, with the Sombra. They can dive onto a point like no one's business. But Beesports Black, they have the composition that can stay on the point. They have the point presence that really the Banished lack. And the ults.
Yeah, Apathy gonna fall here. Lots of members of Banished lost in the process, though, as does seem like this point gonna get grabbed first by Beesports, and that's exactly where they want to be. This is the Banished. Now, seeing all that progress they built up through the past couple of games kind of falter a little bit. They've got to find their opening soon.
They need it now, but they have the EMP, they have the barrage. This EMP from Mr. White needs to be big, and it has been big all day long. Other Val, though, holds on to this beat. Can Mr. White find the Lucio with the beat? Text!
Oh, the beat does not go through, and that is disastrous for Beesports. Banished clean house, and they're going to chase down the last members here. Don't know how much you want to fight Mr. White there. Frosty Jack backs away, and Banished again, just one big moment, and they grab control again.
Great play. That is the ideal there for the Banished, and they're going to take out Apathy as well. Oh, Hunter with the barrage.
Hunter goes down, though, to Shottle, as well as Strategist Saya falls. Showstopper going down. There's no way Beesports just immediately walk it back. All that pressure gain is lost in an instance, and Beesports take the point again.
And now Banished one fight away from map 5. Backs against the wall now. They have really only a couple ultimates. They need to make this fight last long enough to get to the EMP, and then maybe they have a chance. These ults, you can't sneeze at them, but they got the Primal Rage, they have the rally, and they're gonna pop the rally early.
They're gonna move in. They need to go now. They are down to their last moments here. Showstopper gets in with the Winston ult, and he's gonna try and push everybody away. Showstopper has bought some space. Point is still contested here, just barely, and now they're gonna cap it. Banished get their moment, and Beesports, they've got to regroup if they want to get this point here.
And it's textbook ult rotation from the Banished. They use their 2 ultimates that might not be as high impact as the big ones. Now Mr. White has the EMP, and ZakDagger's getting close to the orbital strike, but there goes the engage, and it's 2 picks already. And the EMP's canceled out.
Oh no, that is so bad there. Beesports lose Frosty Jack and Saya, but it is down to 3 versus 2. Shottle trying to hit the shots, cannot, and it will be Shottle gone. Overtime gonna be successful here. There is Apathy getting in on the Tracer, but overtime going to tick down, and we are 2-2.
2-2, but crucially, ZakDagger had to spend the orbital strike to get there. So now you are without your 3 big ultimates. The EMP, the orbital strike, and the beat are all more than 80% away, and Strategus is going to switch on to the Ana, more consistent, more long-range healing, but no defensive ultimates. But they won't be able to charge it up in this quick flashpoint anyway, so I like the pick, as Apathy is going to get hacked up and nearly taken down. Hunter, 80% to Barrage, really needs to come up big because you've got 2 big ultimates in the support ults coming out from SCAD.
Apathy does go down. Hunter traded though. So both teams have lost a DPS here. Point is being broke by the Banished, and that is 2 gone immediately. ZakDagger shows up big with the rest of the team. Showstopper on the point, gonna push away the last member. And that is the Banished with a big victory here. And Beesports, they need to make their move on the retake.
Big victory is a complete understatement there, Thousand, because that anti-nade from Strategus took 3 players, hit them with the purple, and turned the fight around, because it was the 2 players that had those big ultimates. There was those 2 supports. Now as the Kitsune Rush goes in, the Banished are just looking to stall this out as much as they can.
Big
we nearly take out the GQ.
Beat used for Beesports to get that. Hunter does go down, and there's a lot of members from the Banished falling. Beesports, they got back in immediately. It feels like on Flashpoint, every time they've been pushed away, they can almost immediately get back in. It might take a second push or 2, but they always find their opening here, and they're gonna grab the point. 90% for the Banished though.
And I'm gonna say the one thing that color casters love to say, but at what cost? Look at those ultimates. They double stack the support ultimates. You never double stack the support ultimates, Thousand. And now they have nothing. They have the Rampage against 4 ults coming online for the Banished. SCAD Beesports is going to need something approaching a miracle to outlast the bank that Banished is about to dump on their heads. Wait, they take out Strategus!
Oh yeah, Strategus is down. That's the Nano goal. As now Frosty Jack jumping in. Does not have as much support here, not as much healing. And now there is the Judo ult coming through. Frosty Jack still pushing people away though, and ZakDagger goes down. Other Val traded. Hunter trying to back away at just single-digit HPs. Will get back, going back forward here as Winston, Showstopper, on the point here, getting capped. We are at overtime. The Banished do not have more time to spend, and they're gonna go forward here, but members falling. Frosty Jack gonna go the last member in here, but staying alive for a long time. We are holding out forever.
Yeah, it's that Juno, the long range, and Frosty Jack recognizes it, tries to chase down that support, but there goes the barrage from Hunter, right over the top. As the point still held on, it's a great hit, but ZakDagger takes out 2. We've been talking about the DPS, but the supports now popping off, and ZakDagger for 3. And it's ZakDagger, the support, the Juno, the Harm Assist. No one left to touch the point, and the Banished It was the DPS all
they're
night
trying-
long.
No.
But at the end of the day, the Juno takes them to the stars, pushes them through, finds the diamond in the rough, and the Banished will be pushed in to the grand finals, and they will face off against the Queen of Diamonds.
I am in shock and awe. This was such a back and forth map between these two teams, and I went into this map saying like Banished have steamrolled the last two maps. I was fully ready for it to just be like, we go in, we're quick 3-0 and we're done. But this was so back and forth. Beesports held out for so long. They had so much control for so long, but it's like you said, it kind of went back to where we were at the start of this series, where ult economy became really, really important, and the Banished just had the better use of it at the end.
Yeah, at the end, you really did have just that crucial overinvestment at the end. It was the beat and the Kitsune rush on top of each other. And I think, I think if we were to end this like an 80s cartoon and teach the kids a lesson at the end, look at me in the eyes, chat. Never stack your support ultimates. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're just too big to stack up. You win the fight. But oh man, you had to. That hurts there. And
it's a little tough.
No, it really was. And it came from the Banished having to put everything into the last fight for the fourth flashpoint as well. So you had the Banished having to put in a lot into that last fight, now being down on their big 3 ultimates that we pointed out. And then first fight, those ultimates got pretty close to charged. And then in the actual last fight, there you had it. You got the 3 ults, and you were able to bring overwhelming force.
Yeah. Well, with that, Banished do win the series 3-1, but we're going to set it to a break here because we will have an interview when we come back with one of the members of the Banished. And after a long fought victory, here we are. The Banished win 3-1, and we are here with Showstopper as we are going to be getting a little bit of an interview, a little bit of behind the scenes info here. And Showstopper, how are you feeling after such a hard fought victory here?
Happy. All the team is really excited. We were excited to have a challenge and a team actually like take a map. And so it's just really exciting to take it all and go to the grand finals.
Yeah, starting off on that first control map, that was quite a bit of back and forth, especially with that really brutal C9 at the top of it, you know, right at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
What were the comms like after that moment? How did you take a breath and go into map 2 and deliver the dominant performance that you delivered?
I would say when we were in that moment, it was I was gonna ult and then we were gonna try to pressure the back line and then go from there, and that happened, granted. But then a Bob was thrown to point, and then I was like, oh, Ash is half, I'm gonna go Ash. And then I was like, oh, no one's on point. And then I turned around and just didn't touch in time. Honestly, I take the blame for that, especially because that is my job. I should be communicating that. And so I said that in the next map. I was like, pretend map 1 didn't happen. Just let's go into the next map, lock in and focus on just playing proactive with Hunter's Pharah and letting our supports get the value they do with anti-nades and Alari damage, stuff like that. So we just had to forget map 1 and that mistake that happened and just go into the next map with a very level head and lock in.
Yeah, and you really did lock in for maps, honestly, maps 2 through 4. I think my other question is for that coordination between your two DPS. We saw them showing up in the kill feed left, right, and center, it seemed. Who's really behind that coordination? Who's really behind that, the really great just back and forth rapport that they had? Seems like you guys have been playing forever.
I joined the team pretty recently. I don't know much about the Banished. I'm glad to be here. I love this team and my team. They're all great people, but I'm pretty sure Hunter and Mr. White have been playing for a long time as friends. Like, they seem really close. And so I think they just have like what I used to have when I played off tank with my main tank. Like, you don't have to think. Like, a quarterback doesn't have to think to, like, you know, Kelsey doesn't have to think to Mahomes what they want. It happens. And I think that's what like Tanner's Mr. White, Tanner and Hunter have, is like that, just like they listen to me shot calling about where we want to position and what ults and what we want to do that fight, and then they go and play their game, and they're good at their game. That's all I could say, is they're just really good friends that have played a long time, and so they don't have to talk about much what they do. They just listen to what everyone else says and then lock in. Work.
Unleash the hounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With that, you know, obviously, great win. Do you have anybody you want to shout out specifically, whether that be, you know, any kind of like coaching or help or anything like that, or just like family members, friends, anything like that?
Absolutely. I want to shout out the fans. I know like a few of my friends were in stream, and we have some people that stop by that I don't know, and I love that, and cheer the Banished on. And I want to say thank you to like my team. They all played incredible today. Strat played insane. Bear on the first map, he might have been YWC9. He played really good. We love Bear. Hunter played insane. Tanner played insane. All of them played insane. All my goats. I love those guys.
Yeah, well, again, congratulations on your victory, Showstopper, and hope you guys get to enjoy the night in style there. That is going to be it for us, though, tonight here. I mean, K-Wing, we got a 3-1. It was we at least did not get the 3-0. I mean, how are you feeling? Because, like, I feel like the games tonight were really back and forth and really great.
Yeah, we had some really entertaining games, and we had some really entertaining games all across these CGL channels. And, well, you know, I've been trying to follow these CGL tournaments. With how many there are, it seems darn near impossible. But let's get a little peek at what exactly happened tonight and what were the scores going on the other streams. We had Enenra taking out Squirt Squad 3-1. You had Short Bus taking out YE Snowfall 3-0. So it was a day of 3-1s and 1 3-0. But hey, it is better than the 3-0 Overwatch. You sometimes get the 3 Overwatch. But we are not done just yet, because on CGL 1 on the main channel, we're going to have BSC Bobcats VA facing off against Arise in but a few moments. I think actually probably right now. So we won't keep you waiting. We won't make you hear us yapping for much longer. We'll sign off right here, and we'll take you over to CGL 1, where the action continues in the mid-season tournament. So don't you go anywhere. Don't you change the Twitch channel, because the CGL mid-season tournament and all that goes with it continues after this. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you then.